Well, hello my RecTech family, Darren George, DRG Custom Carts. Hey, I wanted to do this two-part video. Make sure you watch this to the very end because I do have an incredible new project I've been working on that I just need to get your guys' feedback as to whether we need to move forward with it or whether this is just something that's not really going to work out all that great. I think you're going to be impressed with it, so please watch till the end of the video. I think you're going to love it. But I promised our RecTech family member, Josh Erfman out of South Dakota. You guys may remember him. He was at the RecTech Academy this past summer, and he was the guy that was super tall. I've posted some pictures of me and him standing side by side. He was the only person there I had to look up to. Well, he ordered this cart for me about 3-4 weeks ago, and he wanted to have a special made logo made for the front of it to represent himself in competition and also to support the RecTech community. So he had East Georgia Metals make him up an absolute incredible logo to go on the front of it. They even powder coated it so it would be able to withstand the weather and grease getting on it and everything else. East Georgia Metals did an incredible job. One day when I finally get my CNC table, I'll be able to do some work this nice. But for now, if you guys want any kind of logos or anything like that cut out of steel, man, contact East Georgia Metals. They do an incredible job. They'll send you copies of what they're doing before they ever do it so you can tweak it however you want. But I just wanted to show everybody Josh's logo that he had cut out. And the last part of this video, I need your guys' help and input on whether we're going to move forward or not on this new design that I've been working on for a couple months now. And lastly, please take a minute and hit the like and the subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything and it helps me out tremendously because the more viewers I get, the more people I get on my channel, the better it is for me with YouTube as far as having time to upload videos and stuff like that. So please take a moment and just hit those two, like and share. You could even hit the bell if you want to be notified anytime I upload any kind of videos. But enough about that. On to the cart. Josh, if you're watching, brother, this is your cart and it should get boxed up hopefully tomorrow and should be on its way. I don't know how long it's going to take it to get to you in South Dakota, but we'll get her out to you. But here you go, my friend. There you go. As you can see, that thing turned out absolutely incredible. I mounted it on there the same way I did the RecTech bullheads that I have done with the standout spacers so that it's not against the cart so it doesn't rattle and make any noise. I think you're going to love it. I look forward to seeing you with it with your smoker on it. So on to the second half of this video, so please keep watching. All right, my RecTech family, so here it is. Now that you have seen the video and seen Erfman's amazing logo he had made by East Georgia Metals, I also wanted to add into this video to show you something that I've been working on for a couple months now. And I wanted to bring it to you today just to show you what it is, show you the prototype that I come up with. Now, please bear in mind, these are not for sale right now. They are extremely difficult to make. There's a lot of grinding and cutting and a lot of intricate measuring that has to go in to make these. So the reason I'm doing this video is I want you to see what it is, see if this is really something you would be excited about purchasing. I'm really thinking the price point is probably going to wind up being somewhere in the $50 to $60 range, but it's so going to take your bullseye grill to the next level, because you know that's what I love doing here, is coming up with new creations to take the RecTech lineup, whether it's the 680, 700, the bullseye, just to take them to a new level. So let me show you what I got. About 2 months ago, I started really watching on Facebook and seeing that a lot of our RecTech family members have been purchasing the rotisseries to put on their bullseye. And also, all of us have grown to absolutely love the bullseye. It's an incredible, incredible grill. And you can also smoke on it. I mean, I use mine really for the high heat, for the searing, for burgers, hot dogs, steaks, if I want to just do them, you know, really quick. But it's extremely versatile. You see Chef Greg and Jody and them doing videos all the time, and they are constantly using the bullseye. And one of the amazing things about this product is, you remember 2 years ago, Rectech released the Matador, which was their huge stainless steel wok, and it was a really nice system because it folded up and collapsed and went into a bag. It was very, very easy to transport, take it tailgating, or if you're going camping for the weekend, to throw it in the back of your car. Incredibly versatile. However, we have found that the pan from the Matador fits beautifully in the Bullseye. And also, it's been my experience that with the Matador, the skillet I call it, in the Bullseye, your heat distribution is so much better across the entire bottom. So if you're doing something like the shrimp and grits that Greg did for us, that was absolutely incredible, and it really distributed the heat along the whole entire bottom of the pan because of the diffuser that's in the bottom of the Bullseye. But one of the issues that you run into when you're using that on here is the hinge system was not designed for anything other than being used the way it's intended. So I started noticing that a lot of the Rectech family members were actually purchasing the lids off of the Weber kettles and anything that had the removable lid that was a 22.5-inch lid. And I thought, you know, that really makes it a little difficult, because not only are you removing the lid that was factory designed to go on your Bullseye, you're putting on a lid that's removable, that if you walk to the grill, you actually have to hold that in your hand, or you got to lay it on the ground, do what you're going to do, pick it back up off the ground, put it back on the thing. And I was like, there's got to be an easier way. So I started playing around about 2 months ago. I ordered this from Rectech. Now, this is actually their clamshell hinge system that is found on the back of every Bullseye. This is what connects your lid to your bottom cooker. And it's made out of a very heavy duty metal. It has one drift pin in the middle that has 2 screws on each end. It's a very, very simple but complex hinge system. And I started playing around with designing something that would work for the Matador, but then I started seeing the rotisseries and thought, wouldn't it really be cool if this hinge system would work for that as well? But we don't always have the Matador on there. We don't always have the rotisserie on there. And a lot of times we're just cooking with the Bullseye. So I decided to try to come up with a hinge system that would accommodate all three and be so ridiculously easy to use that there's just nobody would be able to say, that's too much of a pain, I don't want to do it. And I think I actually mastered it. I finished it up yesterday, prototyped it on my grill, had my wife come home from work, showed her how it worked, and my wife is extremely hard when it comes to selling her on convenience, and she actually loved it as well. So let me show you what I come up with. You have your Bullseye, obviously the lid is attached, and if you open the lid, it's so convenient that the lid just stays there out of your way, and you put your incredible Matador pot on it. Well, wait a minute. Sorry, we were searing steaks last night. So you put your Matador on just like that. Fits absolutely perfect. Heats up, distributed across the entire surface of the bottom, works phenomenal. However, when you go to close the lid doesn't close. I'm sure people are afraid they're going to damage the back of their pot or their lid. You have this huge gap in here that a lot of your heat and steam and everything you're trying to keep in gets away. And then don't even get me started on trying to use the rotisserie ring. Now this ring does not fit right. I'm actually shipping this back to Amazon today. It just does not fit on the Bullseye right. And I've seen a couple comments on Facebook where some other family members have had the same issue with the Toro design. So I'm going to ship this one back, and then I'm probably going to order the Weber one that Rectech recommends on their website. But for now, I use this for the mock-up. Now obviously, you cannot close the lid at all. That really is completely useless doing it that way. You're losing all your heat out the front, and that's why so many of us took the lids off and got the Webers so you could just set the lid on it. But what if I told you I was able to come up with a hinge system that's extremely easy to install, and it takes you less than 30 seconds to switch from the Matador to the rotisserie or back to your Bullseye? Well, that's exactly what I did. So what we have is, this is it. That's all it is to it. It is made out of 14 gauge steel. It's bent. It took me quite a while to come up with a way to reinforce this, to notch it, to set it up so that you only had to deal with 2 drift pins, and one of which, the only time you'll ever remove it is when you want to go back to stock with your lid. So when you get this, it's going to come with this bracket, and it's going to come with 2 drift pins that have little D-rings on the ends. They got little cotter keys on the ends to lock them in place. It's going to come with 2 of these and 1 of these. All you're going to do is go to the back of your Bullseye, and on the back of your Bullseye you're going to find the 1 pin that goes through the center. Take the Phillips screw out and just slide the pin right out of the hole. In that exact hole you put this pin back, which is what's in the Matador or in the Bullseye right now. It's one of my drift pins, which works absolutely flawless. It's just replacing the one that's a bolt on and giving you one that you can simply just pull a pin to pull it out. When you get this, if you want to do the Matador, you're going to pull the pin out. You're going to flip your lid over. Just install my bracket. Put your little clevis pin in to hold it. And you're going to notice that there are cutouts made in this, so you always line it up every single time exactly where it needs to go. The first one is the Matador, the second one is the rotisserie. Simply turn your lid over, slide it, just like that. Put your pin in. Put your little clevis in. Now you have a hinge set up that you can use your Matador, and you're using your factory Bullseye lid instead of propping it up or having to use a Weber kettle grill lid. You get to use what you already have. You don't have to buy anything extra. You don't have to keep up with the lids. And when you come here with your plate, with your burgers and everything else, you don't have to take the lid off and wonder where you're going to set it or sit it on the ground. You simply just use it like you always did. Do what you got to do. Close it back up. Now let's just say you don't want to use the Matador. You want to use the rotisserie. You're simply going to pull the pin. You're going to slide the bracket off the back. You're going to raise it up. To the second hole, you're going to put your pin back. Now you have a lid that will allow you to accommodate the big ring for your rotisserie. Done. That quick. You can see how it doesn't fit right. These rings, I don't know if it's my grill or it's the ring. I really think it's the ring because I've heard a couple people make comments about it. But that's it. It's extremely simple. I'll spin it around. You can see it's just reinforced with angle iron. It has the pre-cuts for either your rotisserie or your Matador. And as simple as you did that, if you want to go back to just using your bullseye, that quick, you are back to your hinged bullseye. I don't think I could have come up with anything that would have worked any quicker, any easier, or been that versatile to allow you, the RecTech family, to go from the Matador to the rotisserie or back to the bullseye that quickly. And you get to keep your factory lid with your temperature gauge in it. You get to keep the appearance and the look and the quality of the bullseye without having to worry about keeping up with a second lid or taking the lid off of this and storing it, and you paid for that lid. There's no reason to take the lid off and buy a separate lid just so you could use your rotisserie. And the convenience of you don't have to keep up with the lid anymore. So that's it. I wanted to do this video just as like a release to let you guys see it. Let you know there is a working prototype. I'm going to be using it. I was thinking about sending one to RecTech and seeing if Jody and Greg would put one on the bullseyes there because they do use the Matador on the bullseye all the time. So let me know what you think. You guys know I'm in the process of trying to get a plasma CNC table. When I finally get that, I'm going to be able to program these in and cut these out extremely easy and make sure that every single one is identical. So that's the reason this is just a prototype and not really up for sale right now. But I just wanted to get your thoughts and see what you thought about it, and if you thought this was something I needed to move forward with, or do we go on to the next great adventure. Thanks for watching, my friends, and as always, smoke like the rest, but roll with the best. See you, my friends.